Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Tonight, we're glad to have me and my crack staff of me, myself, and I. So let's get started with this thing, and we'll kick it off with a little song from our guest from last night, Malachias. Well, that doesn't seem to be working exactly the way I had planned. Let's go to the debrief by itself because nothing is what it's supposed to be. All right, folks, there I am. Down on the bottom row where I belong, but I'm going to fix this. There. I know, it's too bad you can't see the other happy faces, but I'm the only happy face here tonight. So let's get this thing started. Like I had said, sorry for the technical difficulty with the music. We'll start off with our regular welcome. Welcome to the March 9th, 2026 debrief. Right now, you're not listening to WeP3 Radio because I can't mash the right button. But together we share a mission to remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach future generations the value of freedom. A freedom secured by the brave men and women who wear our nation's uniform. Welcome to the Debrief, folks, brought to you by the People's Patriot Project. We're here to catch you up on what we've been doing over the past week and to spotlight the amazing work others are doing to support our mission of service, connection, and healing. First, we got a big shout out to our incredible guests and watchers from last night's show. We thank you and hope that you continue to tune in and enjoy our show. And we also want to recognize our newsletter sponsors who help keep our mission moving forward. Catch 22, the Boho Hobos Hideaway, Corporate Mark, and Operation Texas Strong. We thank all of you for standing with us, and we'll look forward to all the future work together. And a special thanks to Joe Mish and the Temple Massager. I never remember the name, and I apologize, but now I got it, so I won't ever do that again. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your product. Okay, the next thing we want to do is go over why we're here. We know why we get to do this, and thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, family, and life to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. We wear the green because we won't go unseen. Now, a little bit about the musical guest we had from last night. It was nice to have Malachias Raphael Gaskin in our studio. That was the first time I got to meet him, and it was a pleasure. Malachias, after being an Army medic, he wanted to have a chance to go out and play music and be a rock star. And he was doing his best at living life and enjoying what he was doing. But then, sometimes life throws you a curveball and you got to make other decisions. So when he got to that point, he ran into a recruiter, almost literally, that offered him a chance to re-enlist back into the service and gave him a chance to do a reset on his life. And it's funny sometimes how God works in our life. We don't see it coming, but he's always up there taking care of us, and we appreciate it. And that's what he needed to be done. And he and his wife and 3 children to take care of. He needed to do that, and he did the right thing, and he spoke to his spouse about what to do, and they decided it was time to go back in. And we got to hear 3 great songs from Malachias, and I enjoyed every one of them, like I do with most shows, because veteran talent is just simply amazing. And the first song that he did was called Adrenaline. And it was back from when he was working together with some other military folks, and it was Christian music. And this was the one that he discovered what he wanted to do. So this song was kind of the impetus to get him moving down the road of continuing to play music and continuing to support veterans and in their search for a better life and finding the comfort in God that they need. And the second song was called Rise Above. And this song was written by Jesse Saint and mixed by Joshua Hudson. And it's about getting up and getting on with it. So it's kind of raise yourself up, go about what you're meant to do, and take care of it. So that was another good song that I liked. There was a lot of good messages in it. Song number 3 was Thank God for You. And this was probably my favorite. Not that they're all not good. They are. But you always have one you like a little bit better. And that song last night on our show was the world premiere of that song. Nobody has heard it on a show before, and we were very happy and pleased and honored to be the first ones to play it. And it will be coming out later this month. And it's a tribute to Malachias' mother, who was lost to COVID by decisions made outside of their authority. And it's one of those things that you lose someone you love, and it just tugs on your heartstrings for years and maybe the rest of your life. I lost my father in that similar way, where he had an operation and he passed away shortly after that. And you can't live life over again, but maybe if we hadn't operated on him, he might have been with us a little longer, but you can't worry about that. So we thank Malachias for sharing his music with us, and we hope he's back on with us again in the future. We'd love to have him back on. So I don't have a lot of chatter to do between me and the co-host, because I'm the host and the co-host. So I can't do the banner back and forth like I usually do. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing upcoming with the People's Patriot Project. And one thing we're working on is a ruck with Alexis Bailey Winery. and the meetings have already begun to talk about the logistics of it and the course and everything else. And we're looking at October 17th for the day. There'll be more information coming out later, but we plan on having music, games, rucking, and just general camaraderie. So everybody's invited, and especially veterans. And if you're out that way, you can make it up to, I think it's in Minnesota, but I don't have the exact location. You probably look up Alexis Bailey Winery, and they'll give you an idea of where it's located. And come on out and meet us. God willing, I'll be out there, but never know what the future is going to bring. So I'll give a tentative yes. We're also working on a new website, and for those of you who receive newsletter and emails from us, shorter emails. I know. Yes, we're sending those out, and you should be getting those shorter emails in the future. We're also, as usual, involved with wreaths across America. And we thank all of you who have helped out in the past and look forward to your continued support in the future. And we thank you for thinking of your heroes laid to rest in the national cemeteries, especially Fort Snelling, because that's the one that we're closest to when we work with. And WeP3 Radio, with that aspect, our station is the leading music station featuring music created, written, produced, and sung by those who have served their country and communities. And we thank them and wish them all the best in their careers, and always are trying to support those veterans who have special skills, and a great opportunity for them to get to know other people through our radio station. And lastly, boy, what a surprise this is. We're working on it, and it's coming into play, the Frontline Freedom Fest. And we'll have all the particulars worked out in the near future, and look forward to that, because it's going to be one heck of a great event. I've seen some of the things that are planned, and there's a little something for everyone. And there might even be a couple authors there to talk about their books and let people know the background and the story behind what they've written. Geez, I like doing that, and I hope I get asked to come. And a note from Andrea, who left this. It says, who helps to help? And so we all need to help the people that help others. It says she's always thought that if she were the one in charge of employees, the first thing she'd do is make sure they were all happy, healthy, food, activity, family time, fresh air, etc. Just always make sure you're good before you can be there for others. And that's a big thing that we've talked about in past shows. You got to make sure you take care of yourself before you can try to help others, because if you're dealing with issues, it's hard to be fully engaged with helping others. So she says some of us are so good at always reaching out to help others, but we need to take care of our own downtime and take care of ourselves. Well, they're not exactly doing downtime right now. They're engaged in something else that I wasn't involved in. So that's the reason why I'm here and they're there. So little information about next week's show on the 15th of March. Our guests are going to be Shane Schreck, and Matt Rawls will be the musician. So we're looking forward to that. And we're hoping that our guests can make it, and that it's a full show. And because we always enjoy having two guests, somebody who's helping veterans, and then somebody who likes to play music. And it's just a good balance. And last part of the notes for today. Remember, the People's Patriot Project is an opportunity to serve. It is a collaboration. If there is something you think is important and or you would like to make a difference, come on board and be a part of the solution. Remember the mission, and remember to remember is not enough. That's what we have in the written notes for today. Now we'll go over a little bit of stuff that ain't on the written notes. The news is moving fast and quick. The things that I reported on yesterday were far outdistanced by the events. So every weekend on Sunday, we got your 6 at 6. I'll be moving in to update you on not only new stories, but on what we have had in the past that needs to be updated. For instance, we've been following South Sudan, and there seems to be a lot of things going on there. So we'll keep that up. And the big one we'll keep updated on is the activities in the Middle East. And it's not just Iran, it's all across the Middle East now. And there's things going on. And things going on in our own country with people affiliated with the Ayatollah doing things on their behalf. We just got to keep our eyes open and keep a lookout for ourselves and others, and make sure that we're not taking things lightly and going about our business without keeping that in mind. If you remember, we're battling against the country that was the leader of spreading terrorism across the globe. It's mostly contained in Africa and the Middle East, but they have a long stretch. There's a lot of people across the globe who might want to jump in and do their part for the cause. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we do what we can to avoid that. So I'm going to try to bring up another song, because I seriously want to play some of the music from our guest from last night. I think he did a great job. I loved his music. So let me try this. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Here is Malachias with Thank God for You. little Scotty Fraser for you.
Motorcycle wheels and highway dust, and the meaning of in God we trust. Faded tattoos of the stars and stripes, and the courage to stand and fight. Some things are worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Some things are worth fighting for. It's so worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. It's a church steeple on Sunday, and all the colors of the USA. It's fields and farms and city lights, and the courage to stand and fight. Some things are worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Some things are worth fighting for. It's so worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. It's a tower high in the sky, a lonesome train whistle in the night. Yeah, I've got this tattoo of the stars and stripes, and I'm not afraid to stand and fight. Some things are worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Some things are worth fighting for. It's so worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Worth fighting for. Worth fighting
All right, that was a good song. I like that one. I want everybody to take a look at this and give me some honest feedback. This is what my co-host built for me, and I really like it, but I want to see what you think. I'm gonna play it right now. Here we go. All right, that's enough. Is it? It has the look of me, I guess, and that is the helmet that I use. I use that when I write sometimes when I can't concentrate on the next part of the book. And the little story behind that, that's a helmet that I had when I was over in Germany. And we did an exercise, an evaluation by the organization across the 30-second ADCOM. So it was an AFC TACAVAL. And we had a Belgian officer come out, and he evaluated us, and we had a highest rating, and nobody else had achieved that. And the place we were at was just mud and water, and it was nasty. It was cold, wind was blowing, and as I was running from vehicle to vehicle, I was the battery commander. I fell a few times, and one time I fell and really whacked myself in the head with my helmet, and the chin strap connector broke. And I just kept running, and it was flapping all around. And a lot of people, when I wear that, they say, "You didn't fasten your chin strap." And I say, well, the chin strap doesn't work. It's just a helmet now. And so I kept it because they were just going to DX it and destroy it. And the supply sergeant gave me a new helmet and said, you might as well keep it, sir. Nobody, we can't reissue it. So I kept it, and that's what I wear when I write sometimes. But we got to figure out how to adjust the hairline on my image, because I ain't got no more hair. So somehow we need to figure out how to make that little AI guy bald. And if we can do that, we'll be doing well. And there was let's play one more song and then we'll call it a night. This is a song that I've heard on our station, and this is one that our guest played on one of our shows, and I thought it was just really good. So hold on. Here we go. We're going to play this, and then that'll be the end, and I'll close it out, and we'll see y'all again next Sunday. And we got your 6 at 6, 1800 Central Time, 1900 out here on the East Coast. And wish you all a great week. God bless you all. Please keep our members of the armed forces in your thoughts and prayers as they work through what they're doing in the Middle East. God bless them all. God bless their families. And have a great night, everyone. Here you go. Last song.
Somebody call me a ride, 'cause I ain't sober. 'Cause last night I looked in her eyes and today I'm hungover. Take my breath away, make me forget all my mistakes. I'm feeling so strong, something that I can hold on to. I want a whiskey kind of love. Want a whiskey kind of love. I want wild, I want free, I want the kind 'cause I love trouble. Oh, she takes my breath away, makes me forget all my mistakes. I'm feeling so strong, something that I can hold on to. Oh yeah, I want a whiskey, whiskey kind of love. Want a whiskey, whiskey kind of love. I want wild, I want free, I want the kind that brings you down to your knees. I want a whiskey, whiskey kind of love, whiskey kind of love. Bottoms up, I think I'm in love. I can't get enough of your whiskey love. I wanna